Rally Argentina. It's one of the most atmospheric events in world motorsport, and in 2012 this classic event has become a monster. It's one of the longest rallies in a decade, and this brutal test of man and machine has already served up a feast of drama. I'm Colin Clark, and joining me from the stages in Carlos Paz, Argentina, Julian Porter. Well, the incident started early on day one with Citroën superstar Sebastian Loeb having an uncharacteristically bad day in the office on an event he has won 6 times. Setup issues on damp roads saw the world champion spin on 3 occasions in the opening 2 stages on Friday morning. The second of the 2 spins, Julian, very uncharacteristic.
Two more spin.
Better Solberg has often started well on the stunning roads of the Cordoba province, and 2012 was no different. The Ford man surging out to an early 20-second lead. That was until Petr was hit by his customary blow of bad luck. This time, broken steering forced him off the road and out of the running on day one. Another devastating blow for Solberg.
Well, I touched middle of the road into right-hander brakes, so braking to slow down the speed, and there was a bedrock in the ground. Very disappointed, and what can you do?
Well, he wasn't the only one finding this new endurance Rally Argentina tough, though. Nasser Al-Attiyah is used to battling through epic South American stages in the Dakar event, but even the Qatari was finding the grip levels unreadable at times. Tanak had already damaged a wheel as early as stage 2, but he'd later be forced to stop and change a broken steering arm mid-stage. Tanak's M-Sport teammate Evgeny Novikov was in a similar situation, but his Fiesta too badly damaged to continue. Citroën's latest rising star, Thierry Neuville, had once again stunned with his pace on a rally debut. That was until this mistake in the day's penultimate test. The Belgium was unsurprisingly out too. Up front, though, there was an unfamiliar face in the blue oval colours. With Solberg out, it was the injured Jari-Matti Latvala substitute, Danny Sordo leading Ford's charge. The Spaniard making short work of adjusting to the Fiesta RS. He finished day 1 in 3rd. Nico Havner had moved into the lead following Solberg's retirement. The Finn was pushing hard and looking typically calm and collected in the DS3. But his imperious teammate had produced a remarkable turnaround in the afternoon loop. Setup adjustments had the DS3 tearing up the Argentine dirt, and Loeb stormed past Hirvonen to lead at the end of the day. The battle, though, between the 2 works Citroëns is finally poised.
Now it's only 1 second, so it's an interesting fight.
At the moment, we all need to go for that.
Well, a late fight back from Mikko saw him close up to the narrowest of margins. With no sign of team orders at Citroën, it's an intriguing battle ahead, and Danny Sordo will keep the pressure on as he fights to keep Ford in the podium position. Portugal winner Mads Osberg starts the day in 4th. And this is what lies ahead on the second leg of the Philips Rally Argentina. 7 stages to come south of the Carlos Paz Service Park in the famous Calamuchita Valley. 167 kilometres of racing against the clock to come on day 2. The start list for these stages is led away by Tanak and Evgeny Novikov, restarting under the Rally 2 rules, as is Petr Solberg, who will be on a recovery mission now following his frustrating day 1 off. With the finishing positions from yesterday reversed, the leading Citroens, Hervinen and Loeb, start 13th and 14th on the road respectively. Well, Julian, Day 2 starts with Special Stage 7, the famous San Agustin Santa Rosa stage. A lot of drama in this one on the past. What about the conditions out there this morning?
Well, there was a threat of rain. The drivers were still thinking that was going to come, but it was a lot clearer than they all expected, to be totally honest with you. Armindo Araujo about to go into the stage there. You can hear that Mini. It's distinctive with those twin exhausts. The Mini popping and banging away.
Armindo had a good day one, didn't he? A couple of little issues, but no big mistakes in day one for Armindo.
No, that's it, and it's a promising run for him in this Mini at the moment. He's having a real good run, which is exactly what he's wanting.
Finding some consistency, that's so important. Peter Solberg, Jules, well, what a disappointing day one it was for him, but he's on a mission today, got to move as far up that leaderboard as he can.
Well, that's it. He's starting 11th at the minute. Obviously 15 minutes of penalties from yesterday with that broken steering. Obviously has a plan. That plan is to go as fast as he can and get as far up the leaderboard to try and gain as many points as he possibly can.
Doesn't look too wet in the stages there this morning, though. Trying out actually looks as if there's almost a line appearing there.
There would have been. I actually drove the stage this morning and the line will appear. Here's the water splash. He famously rolled here 12 years ago, but in the other direction when he rolled.
Look at the crowds there as well. Great crowds at that water splash. Mads Osberg, the leading Norwegian in this rally. Decent day one from him as well. A few concerns with that car yesterday, a few little misfires, but Osberg coping with them well.
Well, that's it. The misfire seems to be resolved now, which is great for him. His main focus is maintaining that fourth place. It's a solid position for him. He's just got to make no mistakes and keep it going.
Well, he's certainly getting used to finishing in the top 3 or 4. Mads Osberg maturing into a very talented, very useful driver indeed.
That's it. Tyre choice this morning proving critical. Do you take a couple of softs, you take some hards? Has he got long stages?
Looks damper in this spot as well. That looks quite wet almost there, and then it dries out again. Changing surface, Jules.
Yeah, I still think it was a hard tyre choice this morning, to be fair. Just it was, with the mileage they had to do, it was a hard tyre they needed.
Matt, you've had a look at the times there. You happy with how it went?
Yeah, it's not too bad. We are mixing around with the tires, so we are running hard on the front and soft on the rear, so it's a little bit difficult to drive, but I think the stage was okay for us.
That's an unusual combination of tyres there, Julian. Well, an unusual choice to take hards and softs, but difficult in these conditions with that kind of combination.
Well, you've got to, but here's Danny Sordo, another one. Obviously, last night, remember, he took the hard tyre when the others took the soft and dropped himself 20 or 30 seconds there. This morning, he's on a push to try and get back into this fight.
Yeah, he was right there, wasn't he, for the majority of the first day, and then that final stage was a bit of a disaster. Now,
well, those soft tyres he didn't use last night, he's using now.
And it looks, if you look at the conditions there, yeah, soft would seem to be the tyre choice for this stage, particularly in these wetter sections. You can see still some mud on the stages there, and definitely, definitely a dampness in the air this morning.
That's it. Also, Danny complaining. He didn't do this stage last year, he says, and he's complaining. He just couldn't quite get the rhythm with his pace notes.
Yeah, he didn't have the start to day 2 that he had to day 1. Day 1, he was right on the pace early on. Day 2, struggled a little bit through this stage.
That's it, and this is Mikko Hirvonen and Jarmo Lehtinen in their Citroen DS3 as they power their way in. Just a tenth of a second, Colin, between him and 8-time world champion Sebastian Loeb.
Yeah, what a battle we've got ahead today between the two Citroen drivers. Great day yesterday for really both the Citroen drivers. Sebastian Loeb battling back from that big deficit at lunchtime yesterday. Mikko Hirvonen consistently on the pace yesterday. Look how narrow this stage is here though, Jules, and Hirvonen in the DS3 coping exceptionally well with it.
That's it, and a mixed tyre choice for Mikko as well. He's gone with softs and hards, but across each axle. I think it was hards on the front, softs on the rear. So different, again, tyre strategy from the drivers.
Yeah, they're having to compromise this weekend, aren't they? Remember, only 10 soft tyres.
Soft tyres on the rear, hard tyres on the front, and 2 worn tyres in there. What's the tyre strategy here?
I just have 4 softs and 2 hards on the car now, so it was quite right. So maybe, going with full hard would have been a good choice. But I think everybody with similar tyres, so there's not really a big change over there.
Well, Mikko not sounding massively confident with his tyre choice there. Jules, do you think it was the right choice for him?
Well, you never know it's the right choice until all your rivals are through, and here's his next rival, and his biggest rival, happens to be his teammate as well. Obviously, Loeb running behind Herven, and Loeb would have got to know what Mikko picked and chose and where he put what. And it'll be interesting to see how Loeb's tyre choice goes through here. I mean, he again has gone for a mixture of softs and hards.
Yeah, but it's quite fascinating, isn't it? He has gone for the mixture, but he's gone with softs on the left side of the car and hards on the right side of the car. Really preferring to balance left and right rather than balancing front and rear. That's unusual. I think we saw it once before. We saw it in Rally Germany, didn't we, last year?
Yeah, with the tarmac tyres, we've seen it. Obviously, yesterday we saw some drivers using the crossover thing that came in Monty that they decided to do, but obviously a massive section here of Loeb in car. Just look how quick it is, Colin.
Remarkably quick, but the thing I'm noticing, Jules, are the spectators. Massive numbers of spectators. There's hardly a section of the roadside where there aren't spectators in here.
As I said, I drove through this stage in 20 Ks. I think there's about 500 metres where there wasn't somebody.
It's incredible. They're out there with their barbecues, their tents. They're out partying the night before. Most of these spectators will have been there for many hours, Julian. Sebastian Loeb won't notice them.
What was the reasoning for going one side to the other?
I don't know, to make different than the other, but it's just to try. I know in this situation the grip level between hard and soft shouldn't be important, so it doesn't matter so much. I keep the balance of the car on each side.
So the lead up to 3.9 seconds after stage 7 then, while Sordo has drifted away from the leading pair. The Spaniards now more than 40 seconds adrift. There's no change further back, with Osberg still the best of the rest in 4th. Well, Loeb is building up a charge then, but not far away is the longest stage of the second day, 40 kilometres of Vintiaco. We'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to the Philips Rally Argentina, where just 3.9 seconds lie between Citroën Total teammates Sebastian Loeb and Mikko Hervnen. The following pair of stages include the longest of day 2, the 40 kilometres Itiaco. Peter Solberg's consistent displays in 2012 have put him right up there, Jules, in the championship race. His best start for many, many years.
Well, that's it. And at the minute, he's trying to claw his way back up to try and get as many points as he can after that problem yesterday. He's definitely on it here. Look at the speed.
Running under Rally 2 rules, starting in, 11th place, so he's got to get himself up into the points. A big job to do. Oh, what a big moment there.
You can see all the dust coming up against the window. He's edging towards that top 10 place, but he's not quite there yet.
Absolutely on it, Peter Solberg, a man on a mission today. And Nasser Al-Attiyah, well, he's impressed on his debut in the WRC. A couple of top 6 finishes already.
That's it, his first 2 gravel rallies on there. And he's wide there. Oh, Giovanni saying, oh no. He's struggling to get out of there now. And that's
the result.
Yes.
So we can see what's happened. How did it happen and where?
In the last 2 kilometers, fast left corner, and just we've been a little bit wide and we touched the stone, and I think it's broke the suspension.
Yeah, you're not going any further, I don't think.
No, just we parking.
Well, a very fast section that Nasser did that damage, trying hard to fix it, Jules, but it was in vain, this effort. It was a big effort, though.
It was a really, really big effort. They got it actually going again. I mean, there's like a different car there, but it failed on the road section back to Carlos Paz.
Yeah, well, the new look Rally Argentina then continues to catch the unwary out. Leading trio, they'll have to be on their guard.
That's it, and Danny Sordo is in that leading trio. Tell you what, he's got to keep himself occupied here. He's struggling still in this loop.
Well, we saw the first stage of the
Tell
morning.
you what, he's just run wide again there.
Yeah, mistake. He just didn't seem to be on it on the first stage. He was absolutely on it on day 1. First stage of day 2. Seems to be struggling with something this morning, Jules.
He's lost the confidence in the car and his pace notes. The balance is not there, and he's just not lost the rhythm.
I have not in the speed of the Citroens, to be honest. So, but I don't have confidence. The car moving a lot. I don't have confidence in the stage. So, I drive in some places over the limit, and other places very slow. So, not good.
Yeah, not good at all. this morning for Danny Sordo. But Mads Osberg, well, he's still the best part of a minute behind Danny Sordo in fourth. Tight, tricky stages in here this morning. You can see that from the onboard shows. That doesn't look particularly Argentina-like.
No, it doesn't. And on the way just down to a bridge here, and Mads is going to have a little moment. Just slipping off the edge there.
That was a little moment that could have been a huge moment.
yeah, it was just a little moment. I think because it was such slow speed, he actually got away with it. As you say, look how tight and twisty this is. Looks like it's like, I don't know, some farmland or something.
I think it is. It's not the normal roads that we see in Argentina, but it just shows you the diverse changes that we get here in the road surface and the road characteristics. We're joining Mikko Hirvonen now in the Finn, responding to his teammate's stage-winning start to the second day, Josie. He's on a mission again, Mikko Hirvonen. He wants to beat Sebastian Loeb here.
He looked on a mission there, big jumps there. He's a couple of seconds quicker than Loeb in stage 8, and it's a flat-out section towards the end of this stage here.
You can hear that limiter, can't you? That's 6th gear on the limiter.
Just look at that as far as you can see. Just listen. Listen.
Mikko, only 2.4 between you and Seb coming in here. A long stage to try and make the most of it. How was it?
It was okay. A little bit up and down with Seb. He was first quite a bit front, then I managed to catch up and pass him. But I don't know, the end of the stage wasn't so good. Like when I did the recce, there's quite a lot of fog, so notes were not perfect. But we'll see. But overall, it's absolutely the best stage in Argentina what I've ever seen. It's absolutely fantastic.
Mikko clearly enjoying himself out there, and the charge he's putting our rally leader under some pressure, Jules. He might have won this event 6 times, but he's in a battle today.
That's it, and to keep that run going to make 7 victories, he's going to have to work really, really hard. Loeb on a big mission, a massive push here. Up over the jump there, just lifting up.
Well, you can see as well, again, the changes in the surface.
That's it, look at the car moving around.
Look at the dust coming from behind the car as well.
Really a good start in the beginning of the stage. Then I had a big moment, went off the... I don't know how I could stay on the road, but we hit strongly a stone in the sun guard in 6th gear. Went out, hit a rock, come back on the road, and after that I lost a bit confidence. Then Mikko came back. Especially in the muddy place, in the twist, he was faster than me, and at the end I was again faster than him, so very, very close.
Well, after stage 9 then, Loeb's lead stands at 2.1 seconds, with Sordo now a minute and a half off the pace in 3rd after his disappointing morning. It's certainly not been the start to the day the Spaniard was hoping for.
How do you look safely in 3rd position now? You had to let the Citroën boys go?
Yeah, the Citroën are have big fighting together, so I think, but okay, we will not. The plan is not catch the Citroën because I told yesterday we can't, no, because have another speed different. But the stay now is to try to be close in the times and to stay in the road.
Well, it's the fight between the Citroëns that's holding our attention at the moment. But will Hirvonen be allowed to keep piling the pressure on his world champion teammates?
Sebastian's big fight with Mikko. How you feel about the fight?
I feel okay. I feel that it was really a good battle in the morning again with Mikko. He was very fast. I was faster in the first. He was faster in the second and equal in the third. So it was really we had to push really hard.
You had a big moment in the last stage. Is that pressure coming up?
No, it's just it's a new stage and so. It was somewhere a stone in the middle of the road. I didn't see it on the brake, and the car went in the air. So difficult to take the corner after when you are in the air, but it was okay.
Start to feel better and better with this car now as well, and especially on faster stages, I'm able to push quite hard and match Sebastian there a little bit. So really definitely finding my way with this car now, with Citroën as well.
Well, with Sordo losing ground on the front too, though, there could be a tactical decision for Citroën to make. Throwing away this 1-2 result now would be a disaster.
If you had a meeting with the drivers now, has there been made a decision?
Yes, we fixed the position now after this leg. I think it was the only logical decision, and they agreed with me. The gap between us and the 3rd driver is 1 minute 30. And we are in a position in the championship where we need the points.
Well, Citroen's decision will be frustrating for Mikko Hirvonen, but he'll understand how important a good points haul is for the team after Portugal's non-score. The crew's back on their way to the afternoon loop of stages. The fans are ready and waiting. Martin Prokop, Jules, he's on the DMAC tyres, the only one on DMAX. No concerns about the soft allocation for him.
No, that's it, because they nominated the soft tyre as their primary tyre this weekend. It's worked well in the damp conditions. He may suffer a little bit in these drier conditions this afternoon.
That's Danny Sordo we're with now, Jules. Difficult morning for him. Let's see whether things can improve this afternoon.
Yeah, he's not been able to trouble those Citroens today. But let's not forget, it's Danny's first time in the car.
To try and put them under pressure now.
It's very difficult. We tried a little bit before, but we didn't be in the same level. We're fighting really hard. But we will try to continue like this. I'm more comfortable now with the car. I know a little bit more the stage, and also with the hard tires I feel really good. So I'm okay, I'm happy.
Well, it was a great start to the day for Mikko Hirvonen, but, well, maybe the fire taken out of his belly, Jules. That battle now over. Team orders implemented.
Well, that's it. He's having to hold position. He's already eased off in here. Look at him through the famous water splash just towards the end of that stage.
Yeah, you know, it's still a long way to go in this one, Jules. But it's a new look Rally Argentina. It's a rough, tough, long Rally Argentina. Anything might still happen, but the Citroens out front looking good.
Well, that's it. Barring any problems, Seb's on for win number 7. Look at him over these jumps. These are brilliant, these jumps.
That's a big moment there in front of massive crowds.
Sebastian, I was told not so long ago that the team have decided to get the maximum points, keep it as it is. Was that kind of after your scare in the previous stage?
I don't think. I think it's about the situation we are. We are 1 minute and a half in front of anybody else. We lost a lot of points in Portugal, and we have a good opportunity now to score some good points for both championships. So I think it would be stupid to make a mistake now.
Well, here's our latest leaderboard in the WRC, powered by Nokia. The gap between Loeb and Hirvonen now 5 seconds. Sordo was quicker than both Citroens in there, but still has a mountain to climb to get back involved at the front. We're on to stage 11 and 12 now. Difficult stages, Jules, these. They were run this morning. Let's see what happens this afternoon.
That's it. It's going to catch a few people out. You get a little bit of confidence going in for on your second run of the stage. And it was Group N Subaru driver Armin Kramer who had the misfortune in this one.
This is where we saw earlier on Osberg having a little moment. That's a big moment for Kramer.
That's bigger than Osberg. That's what happens if you do get it wrong. Like you said, that Mads, that could have ended up being a bit of a problem. That is an issue.
A big issue for the young German. We'll try to get the crowd to help him. What, lift the car back on the road?
I don't know how they're going to get that back on.
Push it back on. I don't see that happening.
I'm not really sure.
So there we go, a big moment for Kramer. But this has been, I think, the battle of the rally so far. A tremendous battle between both of the Volkswagen Skoda drivers, Mikkelsen and Ogier.
Well, that's it. It's been nip and tuck a few seconds either way. Ogier is on a massive charge. They had a puncture yesterday and dropped a bit of time. Obviously, Mikkelsen did have a suspension issue. But Mikkelsen led going into the day. But Ogier is the man charging his way back up. Obviously, multiple winner of World Rallies. And he just got it back in the final stage of the day.
Well, here we go then, the leaderboard. As it stands, Sebastian Loeb still leads from Mikko Hirvonen with those team orders at 7.2 seconds behind Sebastian Loeb. Sordo in third place, Max Osberg in fourth, Martin Prokop rounds out the top 5. Well, it's been another great day here in Argentina. We have 6 stages to come on the final day, 130 kilometres of competitive action, including the longest stage of the rally, 65 kilometres. The first stage of the morning. Join us for all the action from the final day of Rally Argentina.